Abraham the upright, peace be upon him. Namrud ibn Kan'an ruled the city of Babel and invited people to worship him. He forced people to kneel down against stone idols. People blindly gave up to what he said and accepted him as God. Once one of the astronomers who had a high rank in Namrud's palace said, "My lords, stars and their queer arrangement imply that an infant will soon be born in this country. He will grow up to revolt, fight against idolatry, and annihilate it. Instead, he will invite people to a new religion." Namrud, who was terribly horrified, commanded his agents to somehow prevent his birth. But in spite of the extreme alertness of Namrud's cruel agents, through God's will, the baby was born, and the agents did not get informed of his birth. He was Abraham. Abraham's mother, who was very much afraid of Namrud's agents, had left the city before giving birth to her kids. She hid herself in a cave in the desert. This was the cave in which Abraham was born. Some days later, Abraham's mother closed the cave's opening with a stone and returned to the city so that Namrud's agents would not realize the birth of her kid. When Abraham got hungry, in great God's will, milk like streams of blessing started to flow down his fingers to feed him. Abraham gradually grew up in this cave, and when he was 13, he secretly came back to the city with his mother. Azar, Abraham's uncle, was a well-known idol-maker of the city of Babel, whose sons were in the business of selling idols. When Azar saw Abraham, he decided to put him in the business too and sent him out with his sons. Abraham tied a rope round the idols' necks, pulled them on the ground, and made them dirty in the mud, and shouted, "Come, you people, come and buy these lifeless idols who have no understanding and wisdom, and no power to do any good or cause you any loss. Come then, buy them from me." Abraham's insulting behavior towards idols was quite offensive in the eyes of idolaters. Azar advised him a lot, but Abraham paid no least attention and went on. Thus, Azar finally had no other choice rather than to imprison him. The Almighty God appointed Abraham to guide the deceived people and idolaters. So he was honored to be granted the high position of prophethood. Abraham had a faithful heart. He had no doubt about his God's power, but he wanted the reality of things to become clear to him and thus invest his insight. So he sincerely asked his God to show him how his greatness could revive the dead and bestow life upon them. He was so addressed by God, "Haven't you believed resurrection yet?" Abraham said, "I do have faith, but I'm eager to see the reality of things to make certain and strengthen my faith." Since Abraham had no intention but being reassured, the Almighty God sent him a revelation. "Catch 4 birds, and after killing them, mash them all together into a pile. Then divide the pile to different parts, and put each part on the peak of a mountain. Call them one by one, and you shall see that they will be revived at our order, and shall come to you." He did so, and when he called them, the pieces gathered from the piles and joined together to make 4 birds once again alive through God's will. Abraham observed one of the greatest manifestations of God's power in making the dead alive, his heart already full of faith, was then even more reassured.